That was the snap I was looking for last time. I had a whole bit I was going to talk about the title of the fucking... That is really tasty still. Again, it's not hot. Put almond milk instead of water. So it's like nice kind of creamy deliciousness. It's fucking scrumptious. Yee. Anyway. I was gonna talk about the title of the chapter or whatever, because it's like greaseless gears, and I was gonna be like, well, I don't really know what that means in this context. And then my finger snapped, and then chocolate was delicious. How are we doing, hands? I've had worse. Okay. Anyway, we're here for yet again another episode of the Fruit of Grisaia. I should actually check. What are we on now? Is it fucking 75? Where did... No. 75 was the suffering. Okay. Not the game. That was a weird poll. But no, yeah. 75 was the end of her backstory stuff. And 75.5 was the discussions. 76 was the last one. And 77 is this one. Anyway. Yeah, so we were here for yet again another episode of Grisaia. I'm going to try and not take an incredibly lazy. Doesn't really work in this context because I'm inherently talking more. I'm inherently doing more work. Point is, I'm not going to take a huge time doing an intro because obviously I'm not going to have much more to say this time that I didn't just say in the last one. So anyway, we're here for this. In the last episode, we left off with Michiru finally heading out to go and kind of get taken a look at and to see how she's doing and some investigation, see if we can fucking do anything to help her. If someone can do something to help her, though it was very bittersweet. It, you know, some real cute, sweet moments, but also obviously, any minute we're not with Michiru in this game is inherently an 1,000 times worse minute. But anyway, there's that. If I am understanding correctly, which I do believe I am, if Jeff didn't lie to me. You hear me, Jeff? You lie to me, you beautiful man. Anyway, but again, I as far as I know, that decision that we made last episode is the decision that basically sets you on good or bad ending. We should be on the good ending, again, because I went out of my way to double, triple, ultra, mega check, because I'm not doing the bad ending, period. I don't care. As much as I love everyone, you could sit and beg on every single video I post till the day I die. And I would say fuck you in every single response. Point is, obviously not doing that. So we should be good and set up on the right way. It feels right, as even, again, kind of bittersweet and upsetting as we are right now. It still feels right. So anyway, there's that. Again, it left off on kind of a little bit of a questionable note, because it definitely feels like Michiru in particular is particularly worried that that's more maybe of an end to their situation completely. Whereas, you know, or at least, yeah, it's kind of the feeling that everyone kind of got, you know. Yuji was kind of feeling it, Sachi was kind of feeling it, and it definitely seemed like Michiru was too. It better not be. Or again, I'll punch through this TV. Yeah. So that's kind of a downer. Let's. I also made a joke about coming on the floor. So that was another thing that happened, which was a bit less sad. I mean, it's still kind of a sad concept. Again, just such a waste. But like, I'm just saying, I'm just saying, I need to not. To be fair, the game does it more than I do, and I do it a lot. Yeah, no, I'm not gonna continue this train of thought much more because I want to make a shorter intro. I've had a weird time of things as of late. Just kind of in my head and heart and stuff. It sounds so weird to be on this topic now because I talked about coming on the floor. That has nothing to do with the situation for the most part. It's there's no way I can talk my way out of this one now. But yeah, no. I'm not depressed or something like that, but I'm just kind of in a way at the moment thinking about things in life that weirdly does have relevance to the context of it's fucking weird, dude. What am I trying to say? Point is, questioning life a little. That's all. I'm sure someone can fucking interpolate what I'm getting at here, but for the sake of it, let's just move on. There is one truth in this world. I love Michiru. That's something we can all agree on. That's all something we know. Would marry. Would have kid with. And I fucking hate kid. Anyway, let's move on. Point is, that has nothing to do with it. Now that sounds like that's not where the conversation was going. Has more to do with the concept of this month. Anyway, point is, let's move on. Let's just play this fucking game. I ended up taking on the role of explaining Michiru's 1-week absence from the dorm to her classmates. Chizuru was in an unusually cranky mood, and well, that pretty much covers it, actually. It's a weird conversation. Grown women can sometimes behave in astonishingly childish ways. Human beings can, actually. I don't know if you've ever met everyone on Earth. But it's embarrassing to know human beings sometimes. It's embarrassing to be one sometimes. That weirdly has a role to play in the conversation I was just talking about. Anyway. Trying to think about who I am. That's all. Because there's a lot of things I know about me. Like Michiru. I know I love Michiru. I know I like women. I know I like all that shit. But just trying to figure out a little bit more about me. I don't know. This has been very weird. Anyway, remember when I said this was going to be shorter? Anyway, point is, leg, don't fall asleep. And don't be a weird time wizard bullshit again. Life would probably be a little easier and less aggravating if not for the aspect of female psychology. Again, this has nothing to do with what I really don't think. Have you met men? I'm sorry. They're terrible. But I suppose it's often an element of cuteness as well. Moving on. Although in this particular case, I'm not confident that applies. Oh, well, this is some more delightfully tunes. That's right, it's just an observational stay, not much more than checkup, really. I sincerely hope so. Everyone was aware Michiru had been suffering from anemia, so the news didn't come as much of a shock, as I carefully stressed that her stay was just to be safe. On the safe side, they accepted my explanation without too much of a fuss. Did we mention the overdose and the overghost? Among other things, I'm gonna guess we didn't. Probably be a little bit of invasion of privacy on her, in relation to her. So I would be glad if we didn't. More actually, now that I think about it, but I'm just saying. It's complicated, man. The problems came after that. Without Michiru around, unexpected quirks began to appear in our daily lives. Like an image gradually taking form on a sheet of photo paper, the changes grew more distinct with the passage of time. What's up, sweet bean? How you doing? What is the matter, dear Yumiko? You missing best girl too? Me, man. I feel it. I'm right there with you, man. Some shit. That's so? Alright then, I'll see you later. Lay it on me, I'm all ears. Actually, I'm only one ear. This one, actually. This one can't hear you. They can hear me, though. That's the whole point. So I don't go insane because I can't hear myself talk. Because my words will just turn to soup if I can't. You really don't know how to be honest with yourself, do you? Don't read her text. Shannon. I don't know what I'm looking like. It's over at Yuji, but don't do that. It's her text. It's her. She is owed this text. Sorry. The demon. You right? You right. A nuisance? A nuisance? Did I almost... Okay, that almost got racist. I'm sorry. Man, so I can still fuck up words even if I can't hear myself. I almost hit you with a fucking Scooby-Doo style elaborate. Is she engaged in extra amounts of sass? She just doesn't have Michiru to come in and like hit her with sass as well. With very much attempted sass. Michiru is really bad at being sassy. She's trying. She tries so hard. Well, she did. I feel like she's kind of moved away from that for the most part. Anyway, I haven't noticed any such things personally. I wonder what's going on here. What's up, Satan? Yumiko's little like sweater overshirt thing. What is that called? It's not like a jacket. It's not really like a sweater too. I don't know what it is. But the buttons up here look like little eyes, and it's kind of funny to me. I don't know why. There's no mouth to combine it with, so it doesn't really help. But I just pretend her shirt is staring at Michiru. I can't get her off my mind. I realize while I'm looking at these buttons, it does look like I'm just staring at your tits, though, which is not a great look on my part. Anyway. She wishes to run away from you at the highest speeds physically possible. Do you get rid of your trusty handy dandy cut a bitch knife? Cause, hey man, Makina got a just fucking scrawny neck. I bet you it don't take much to get through that. Jesus Christ. Sorry. It's really fucked up. Anyway, point is just a little like. I don't get her shut up. I definitely wasn't staring at her. It was the buttons, I promise. I legitimately do. Anyway, don't be an idiot. Forget her. What's up with you? She's as cold as ice. No need to sacrifice our love. I see. That's interesting. Is it really? I refuse. I'm getting the idea you just want to drag me into playing with you. I say that's just her normally. Like, this is not a new thing. You talking about this is new shit. Like, it's new shit that Yumiko is trying to avoid people, and that Machina. At this point, the situation finally makes sense. Normally, Machina would be messing around with Michiru on a daily basis. But her favorite target's been absent for she used to beat the shit out of her, because she's a monster. Remember, this is the whole reason I started turning on her. Her favorite target's been absent for a few days now. Instead, Saki's been taking the brunt of her mischief. Once we've all learned to play along with Machina's demented games every once in a while, but a constant barrage of attention would be exhausting, hence Saki's irritation, which Machina interpreted as hostility. This is a bad time to point out my teeth are starting to feel things again, and it's horrible. I see, so that's how it is. That girl's been playing an important role in her own right.
どういうこと?
I'm sure you'll figure it out soon enough. It'll be interesting to see what other efforts emerge, if any.
もうお兄ちゃん言ってることよくわかんないのよ。
I don't understand what any of y'all are talking about half the time. And I can't tell if it's just because I'm stupid or because y'all's wild. Gum?
疲れました。
Someone protect this poor sweet muffin. Oh, and now it's Sachi. What's wrong?
それが皆さんの頼まれごとをこなしていたらなぜかわかりませんが普段より疲れて
Michiru's
しまって
beautiful fucking smile to warm your soul and give you a reason to push on in this world. I know, right? It's been like every day I have had to take a break from this game, and by had to, I usually mean you chose to, but for legitimately good reasons.
お願いしてたお菓子は？買ってきたよ。はい、これ
Tasty twist.
アメラツイスト。
Is this some like dollar store ass brand Twizzler shit? I bet you eat red vine. I don't have a preference. I don't like licorice that much. Kind of like black licorice though. I know that sounds crazy. I just half of the people just unsubscribe now, and I understand completely. But also I don't, because it's actually really not that bad. I actually kind of like it. No, it's kind of strong. Don't get me wrong. It's unique. It's pretty good though.
シール付きのアメちゃん。お菓子はアマネーが決まった数しかくれないのよさ。
Are you abusing your powers now? You just using Sachi to somehow circumvent Amane's powers?
それをチルチルからこっそり分けてもらってたから、チルチルがいなくてお腹空いてたのよさ。
She would too. She's such a fucking sweetheart. Anyway. Also, you haven't been giving her the candies, right, Michiru? Michiru's constantly doing you favors, isn't she?
私だって世話してやってるからいいのよ。あれの。
What? Now referring to her as a thing might be a step in the right. Okay, hear me out. You know, like those. It's just like maybe yay big. That's probably even pushing it. Like yay big, maybe. Is that on screen? Not at all. Like, yeah, a little below screen. So like yay big. A little like metal garbage cans. I'm not saying a whole ass dumpster. I'm just saying she's small. You could pretty easily just fucking alley-oop. And then she'd be gone. Do you remember when Machina was like my third favorite character? And now she just irritates the shit out of me. I mean, I still enjoy her. It's just if I swear if it had been anyone else but Michiru, she'd be totally fine. but I had to be cursed with the best of all of the girls ever in anything. So because of that, your target just happens to be the one thing that makes me want to strangle you the most. God damn it, Magina.
そういえばみちる様に買い物を頼まれるとその商品はどこに売っているとかいろいろ教えてくれるので効率よく買い物ができたのですが
I'm glad we can all come together and admit that fucking Michiru is the thing that holds us all together as a goddamn family. And also apparently is what drives us apart because I want to fucking punch Yuji and Makina more. But, you know, I'm just saying, she's wonderful and I'm glad we can all agree.
皆さんなぜか期間限定商品ばかりを頼むことが多いのでまず下調べが必要でそれに時間がかかり
McRibs when they're coming out, when it's a limited release. Okay, hear me out. I'm about to lose more people. McRibs are kind of trash. Now, okay. Again, before you unsubscribe, just know that I knew you were gonna when I went to say it. I'm just saying there are better things on the menu. It's McDonald's. It's not amazing, but it's pretty decent all the way around. Like, everything's a little good. And the McRib is not good enough to give a shit that it left. I don't know. This is a weird video. Hi, I'm Shannon. Kind of going through a weird time where I'm fundamentally trying to figure out who I am as a human being and where my situation stands with my very own family. Also, I like black licorice and think McRibs ain't all that great. They're fine. They're just fine, though. Oh, and also, I guess we're playing Grisaia. Let's hate Machina. This is taking a weird turn. Anyway. From the sound of I'm gonna blame it's my teeth. They're getting worse, so it's I should take more stuff so that it's ready to kick in before this completely wears off. Hold for a sec. I'm sorry, I got it. Because otherwise, I'm not gonna finish this video is what's gonna happen. I'm shit. Also is gonna make my stomach more fucky. So that's awesome. I appreciate that. Nailed it, Shannon. We're gonna pretend like that whole situation didn't just happen right there, because that was fucking... that was a turn of events that just happened there. We're not gonna talk about it, because, that was pretty fucking... That was a thing. Okay. I specifically went out of my way to do something, so I wasn't doing something with this hand, and then did another thing holding the pill, and then I did it, and then swapped hands to the other hand I specifically was using to pick something up off the floor, and then was like, oh, awesome. So now, floor hand just gave me these... Fuck me. Anyway, champion, okay. You can dislike this one. I'm sorry. From the sound of things, Michiru's been playing middleman for between the others, casually helping out and smoothing out a lot of minor problems over. Yes, because she's amazing, and she's a sweet bean who's just trying to be helpful and befriend everyone. She doesn't want friends, man. Fuck. Guess it makes more sense. The Sachi does so many charges the school is made that it'd have to get stressful without a little assistance. I've noticed Michiru's acts of kindness once or twice before, but I haven't really realized that her behind-the-scenes support played this large role in the group's normal dynamic.
それではここで失礼いたします。
Please take care, good
サチ
friend.
お疲れなのよさ。
Don't break yourself.
うま。あめうま。
Okay. Sweet Bean, hi man, how you doing? How you doing, baby girl? I feel like I've been missing you a lot. Again, like I've talked about it before, like I don't have nearly as much. It's not fair to say I don't have as much of a connection, because I do really like all the characters. But like obviously, you know, Machina clearly does not land with me as well as the others do. And Yumiko is really cute and sweet and kind of nice when she wants to be, and she's weirdly way cooler than I actually thought she was starting out and whatnot. And I would like to see more of her too. But like I talked about it before, like I don't have much drive at all in any way romantically for anyone else, character-wise and shit like that. Aside from Amane just a little, which again is really weird because she's not particularly my type, but just like, she's cool, she's great. I really like her as a person. The driving thing we gotta work on, cause me, but like, you know, other than that though, Amane is the shit, so I want to see more of you. I realize it kind of comes with the territory. I picked a different route, but that's not the point. Is Amane is great, and I would like to have more Amane in my life. Do.
あれあまねどうしたの
She is a good person.
さっちゃんに買い物頼んだんだけど、お願いしたやつと違うのよね。
あれま。じゃあ交換してもらう
いや、ほら、さっちゃんってば責任感が強いでしょ。むしろ強すぎるでしょ。だから間違いとか指摘しにくいじゃない。
Yeah. Again, I'm one of those people who really hates doing anything like that in general. Like, obviously, Sachi is a special case, again, like I said earlier. But like, if I ever am asking someone to do something for me, or helping out, or if I'm buying something or something like that, if I'm ever dealing with fucking customer anything, or I'm ordering food or something like that, if I'm ever doing something like that and anything goes slightly wrong, I am the person to immediately be like, fuck it, I get it, I totally get it, shit happens, don't worry about it. Hey man, you missed a thing, it happens. I'm not mad, don't worry about it, we're good. Like other people I know, like people I may or may not be related to, I've had, or will like, oh, you missed a straw or something, how dare you? Like, it's, I can never understand that mindset that some people have. And again, Sachi's a very special case. But like I can't, like I ordered Chinese food a little while ago and ended up missing a couple things out of my order. So I was like, fuck, I usually am super like, I don't like calling someone up and like, hey, shit's fucked up or something. I don't ever like doing any of that kind of thing. But like, hey, I'm missing a bit here. Can I talk about it and whatnot? And it was the most excruciating minutes of, I say minutes, it was the most excruciating like hour and a half of my life. And I felt like a garbage human being, despite the fact that I hadn't even done anything wrong. Just me making someone's job harder, even if, yeah, they made a mistake. I don't like the idea of putting a bunch of extra shit on them because everyone has a mistake. I make mistakes all the fucking time. I make mistakes all the fucking time at work. The amount of times I've fucking just walked out and completely fucking forgot something. Oh, I was supposed to do that. Oops. Like, you know, shit like that happens. So I'm not the kind of person to place an abundance of judgment and stuff like that. And I've never been one to understand why other people can be like that and can do it not just so easily, but can do it with so much fucking conviction and passion and shit. And again, I have personal again, this is a bit off topic because it's not quite the same thing, but it's a little bit the same thing. But like, some people like get so, I want to speak to your manager about it, and I'm like, bitch, we're missing an order of fries, like a small fry. It's not that serious. Yes, it sucks. Yes, we might, if it's such a huge deal, you might be like, hey, we're missing something, can you guys help us out? But why? Do you care enough to be shitty about it, to go full Karen on someone? It's not that serious. Again, it's off topic, but it reminded me of that because, you know, hey, Sachi makes a mistake and she doesn't want to be like, hey, get on her shit about it, because especially because Sachi will go fucking insane trying to fix the problem. This has happened before, I'm pretty sure, in the game. But yeah, no, it's one of those things. This is one of those things I've never been able to understand about people. Like, I just don't get how you can be like that. Like, I get that I'm especially someone who doesn't like confrontation or doesn't like any of that sort of shit. But like, why make someone's life harder? It's not serious enough to do that. Again, like I asked for help getting the food, and they had to take an extra hour out of their goddamn time to get shit all fixed up and to go to the place, and the food place had to go redo stuff. The dude who ran stuff out had to come back and bring stuff out, and it was still wrong, which was double sad, because I was like, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm not, once was enough. I'm just gonna, maybe next time it'll work out. But like, I felt fucking terrible the whole time. I'm sure they all felt fucking terrible. Like, I don't get it. It's not for me, man. Again, it's so embarrassing when it's someone you know, too. And you're like, hey, you're like, we went out to dinner, whether it's like a family member or someone you're dating or whatever the case may be. And you're like, oh, and someone's slightly wrong. And then they proceed to end like the fucking world is imploding. And this person has ruined their entire life because they fucking took 5 extra minutes to do this, or they fucking, like, yeah. I've never understood that. I'm sorry. This was a weird tangent. But just fuck those people. Just from me to them, fuck them. And if you're one of those people, don't be one of those people. Fucking breathe. It's gonna be okay. Oh, fuck. This is an episode. Add this to the list. Fucking hell. Let's just move on. Point is, we don't want Sachi to lose her mind more than she already fucking is. So.
なるほど。確かにそれはそうなのよ。
Yeah, you really are, ain't you?
あー、めんどくさいやつ。
こんな時にみちるがいたら交換してもらったりできるんだけどな。
あまねもチルチルがいなくて困ってるの？
To be fair too, I'm wondering a bit. I bet you know, Michiru in her own ways obviously has a bit of a role in this as well. Because if I remember correctly, like when they had again, the thing I was kind of referencing earlier when Sachi kind of lost her mind because she fucked up, there was like a whole thing, I can't even remember exactly what it was, but there was a whole thing where everyone was kind of fucking freaking out about it, and then it basically ended with Michiru kind of doing what she could to fix it. And I think if I remember correctly, it ended up being Michiru specifically. We gotta get a better name for her. We gotta figure out what this is about, because it doesn't feel appropriate anymore. It feels weird.
困ってるっていうか、まあ困ってるかな。
Hey man, just kind of sucks sometimes. I see. Her over-the-top tsundere act tends to draw all the attention, but this girl is surprisingly helpful with the little things.
偶然でしょそれ。
She's so
だって
great,
チル
man.
チルってバカじゃん？
She is, but you don't get to say that because you're a little moron monster child. And you know what? That's okay too. To a point. Well, until I deny she's a little naive at times. She totally is. That's kind of one of the things we love so much about her.
なになに最近ユージとミチルって仲良さそうだけど、そういうことなの？
I'd marry her in a heartbeat. I don't know what this motherfucker would do, but I'm just saying I'm there. Give me that look all you want. I'll tell you straight to your face. Depends on your definition of something. I'm sorry.
何それ気になるんだからもう。
I know, right? Such a gossip. I don't know if I should end this here or not. I maybe should. Scared that medicine isn't gonna fucking kick in. And also, it's good to make sure that I have as much time as I can to make sure things fit episode-wise. Dude, this was a weird one. Like, yeah. This was a weird one. Thank you again for putting up with it, guys. This was a fucking weird one. We got like nothing done, and it was just so many weird random tangents. Almost all of them I can't even remember. I just have the Karen one and the one we started with, which went nowhere and was complicated and was weirdly started by talking about and it's just weird. Is weird. I've talked about I've talked about it a lot before. You can end this episode now. I'm not going to continue on with anything important to the game. I've talked about how before I've always been someone who's very, you know, whoever I am, whatever I am, that's cool. It's fine. It doesn't bother me. I'm me, and that's all that matters. And I still very much feel that way. But yeah, it's just kind of been a weird couple weeks. And started a little bit before June, but obviously, again, June is kind of relevant to the discussion. And I don't even think I have to really say a why. But you know. I've always been very, I just don't really know. Maybe as I go, I'll know a little more. And while I don't necessarily know if I know any more, it's the weirdest shit, because clearly there's a small level of concern in it. Because otherwise I wouldn't be tiptoeing as much. I wouldn't be as tiptoeing as I am if it really didn't matter. If I am seriously considering whether or not there's a little more to my tastes or not. And it's one of those things, and I don't know if it was just... I don't know why. I just, as of late, I very much, and I think it's because the world is in the way it is at the moment, everyone's kind of very vocal and talkative about how shit is not great right now, and it's really upsetting, and people are fucking hurt, and they're sad, and they're scared, and people are hurting people, and they're going out of their way to be fucking douchebags, and I'm getting really, really tired of it. I'm getting really tired of it because I know people who are inherently making the world a worse place, and I've never called them on it because I love them, because they're like family or close friends or family. And as time goes on more and more and more, I'm getting to the point where I can't do that anymore, because I've been on this earth for at the very least, like, what? A third of my entire life? Probably. A fourth if I am an insanely lucky person. Which I'm not. I'm fucking not. And I can't do that anymore. And it's really scaring the shit out of me. Because I'm getting more and more to the point where I think here, eventually, I'm going to basically have to tell the people I was born and raised with and love to change or fuck off. And that is a terrifying concept to me. And, the equally scary thing is, I'm afraid they would tell me the same thing. Because I don't know if I honestly have someone or will ever have someone who I have romantic feelings for, who happens to not be like Michiru. If you get my phrase, is a dude, is what I'm saying. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. But as time goes on more and more and more, that I don't know if I really care. I don't know if it's just more confidence in, yeah, I'm just a straight guy and who's 100% there and I'm with it and who gives a fuck? I just don't give a shit. Or if I'm just a little bit more into everything, or I don't know if everything's the right word, but if I'm just more, if I'm less I don't care and more I care but just a little, if that makes any sense. It doesn't fully make sense to me. I randomly saw this one tweet, and it was one of the big ones that made me go, fuck. Well, and it was just a random thing, but it was just, it was basically along the lines of, hey, if you're a girl who likes guys 80% and likes women 20%, you're still bi. And if you're a guy and you like women 95%, you love men 5%, then you're bi, and that's cool, and you matter, and you still are there, and that's still cool. And weirdly, that really stuck with me. So I don't know where I am right now. And I always talked about how it was one of those things where, like, if I am, I am, or if this is this, or whatever I end up being, or whatever I decide I want to be, or whatever the fuck. And that doesn't matter, and that's fine, and I'm me, and that's all that really matters. And while I do still feel that way, it's kind of a scary thought because of those other people. Because I know for a fact that if I was, they would not love me as much as I love them. And not only that, they might not love me at all. And while that is not the reason, I'm not saying, hey, yeah, I'm definitely bring it on. It has a role to play in it. And that's just one really kind of selfish personal aspect of why that shit is affecting me right now. There's plenty of others, because there's a lot of hurt going on right now, and a lot of really fucking stupid opinions about it from people that I love. And I think that's just kind of becoming a final straw of sorts. Because even if I'm not, in the end, if I decide, hey, maybe it's not me. Maybe I am just fucking as an arrow. Sounds like I'm implying something else, but you know what I'm saying. I'm straight. Then that's awesome, that's who I am, and I'm all about it. But if I'm not, it's terrifying. This was a really weird episode. So long story short, in blatant terms, Shannon is 99.999999999% 100% all on board with Michiru. But there's that tiny little bit that's like, hey, maybe I also like some other stuff too, you know? Again, I very clearly am into women. But I don't know who I am otherwise. And I just want to kind of try and see what I can do to figure that out. Not asking for invitations, by the way, just throwing that out there. But, you know, just trying to deal with myself and having some fucking emotional troubles because of it. This has been a weird talk. Again, like I told you, there was gonna be no more Grisaia this episode. This is where it's ending, but it's kind of really been on my mind, and it's kind of really been fucking with me. The amount of times I've had an imaginary conversation of me just fucking yelling at my family because they're disappointing and embarrassing and hurt me, and people I care about, and people I don't even know, but who still very fucking much matter, and the fucking color of their skin or who they love does not. it's really fucking upsetting to me. And I'm getting to a point where I don't know if I can deal with that anymore. And the thought of saying goodbye tears me apart. But if they would honestly not care enough to change, or if they would not care enough to see me, or care enough to love me despite those things, it's maybe that just isn't the family in the first place. I'm sorry for this. This was really weird and personal. But, I haven't really talked about it anywhere else, and, I figured what better place to say it than, I guess, the one that randomly made me think about it, thanks to Jizz. Thanks, game. Which really gives the impression that it gives a really weird impression considering the context of, you know, hey, I might like dudes a little bit. You know what reminded me of that? Again, it's one of those things where, like, where I am right now in my life, it would have to be the most extraordinarily specific person, but I honestly do think there's a decent part of me that would be like, for the right person. That's where I am, and that's why I am questioning that, because I don't have that. I've never had that with someone like that. I've never have. I've yet to ever meet a dude who hit me in that way. Weird. But like, I've never had that. But there's an honest part of me that feels like that's still a possibility, and I think that's where my situation lies. I think that's the best way I can describe it. So, there we are. Very oddly specific, very weird, but here we are. It's weird that it was in the series. Like, it's weird because it makes sense for this series too, because it's the one, because visual novels like this and Kato Shoujo are the ones I've been more personal about than anything else. I get so fucking weirdly personal in this series, and that one, I don't get it at all. But it's just, I think it's because, you know, these are very, they're long form stories where I can sit and just fucking talk in between their progression about how it affects me and what that reminds me of and how it impacts me and shit like that. So I think that's why it gets so easy. Easy is not the right word, because if it was easy, it wouldn't have taken me 20 minutes to say, hey, maybe I'm bi. So, you know, it's just one of those things. Weird. It is weird though in its own way, like I was trying to say earlier, and I keep distracting myself. That the one that I do decide to mention it in is the one where I am most strong in my conviction, 100%, zero doubt in my mind, in love with someone who is clearly not a dude. So I just find that hilarious. Yeah. Of all the ones, it's the one with Michiru in it. Again, 95%, 5%, maybe. We'll see. Anyway, thank you for, number one, watching the episode like you actually came to do. And if you did stick through this, number one, why? And number two, Thanks, I guess, because this has been something that's kind of been eating away at me for like maybe a month now, and it's been kind of weird, and I've kind of really, really hated it. Not because maybe I'm something that I didn't always necessarily think that I was. But it's because of what that would mean for me. And again, that's just the one aspect of the family thing, which is the biggest thing that's fucking with me. I don't know. For now, let's put it at a very tentative maybe. A maybe for everything, except for I love Michiru. That is a 100% positive. Everything else is a maybe. Oh, and no bad end. I need to get to Psychono Season 2 so that I can explain this at some point. You can't see it because it's off screen. We'll talk about it eventually. Point is, I love you. Thank you for watching. Thank you for sticking with me and enjoying the game with me. And I will see you guys next time for whenever that happens to be. Yeah, I hope I didn't bum anyone out or get too weird here at the end. But again, going through some shit in my head. Trying to figure it out. A lot of things I'm sure on. A couple things not so much. Anyway. Bye guys. Stay safe, stay strong. I love you all dearly. Take care of yourselves, take care of the ones you love. Take care of everybody. And love Michiru. Or Yuji. Whatever you're into. I want to be able to say that with confidence, but again, there's that part of me that's terrified, you know? Here, with us, a smile. Don't know about the other stuff yet, though.